Hello garden lovers, I hope you're well. Well, I'm having a well-earned rest in my garden today because yesterday I did run the 10k. It was a Bristol 10k and also the half marathon as well. I didn't run the the Bristol half because it was I'd done it before and almost killed me. So I did the 10k in an hour and 8 minutes. It was still quite challenging. It's just not a walk in the park for me, but I'm glad I done it. And yeah, I'm having a well-earned rest, looking at my roses. My sister, who's a bit younger than me, did it in under the hour in 59 minutes, so well done to her. Afterwards we did go to a noodle place restaurant and had a really nice lunch, which reminded me of the time when I had the restaurant. I had two young ladies who came in and ordered the fishball soup noodle, and I overheard one say to the other, "I didn't know fish had balls." I really struggled to keep a straight face there. Yeah, but today I also went to Bicester Village, where we went you know, wandering around in the branded shops. They had loads of branded labels, and I particularly admire the planting around the upmarket shopping area. So if you want to stick around to see what it looks like at the end of the video clip, yeah, feel free to do so. But let's go ahead and look at some blooms. Okay, let's start with looking at something that is not a rose, but it is a tree peony, and this is a beautiful tree peony called Black Pirate. I've had it for quite a few years now, but every year it only gives me a few blooms, so yeah, we will just have to admire it while it's here. As you can see at the back, we've already had a spent bloom there. Lovely, lovely, very dark wine red bloom. There's another one just here that's about to open, and next to this we have my rescued Darcy Bussel. My brother got fed up with the ill health of this rose, and I took it back and tried to nurture it the best I can, and it's still quite an unhealthy rose. It's quite straggly, but yeah, I'll keep it for a couple of more years to see whether it improves. Maybe it just likes the really hot weather, because I have seen Darcy Bussel looking amazing, but not in the UK. The UK maybe is a little too cold for it, and with a lot of TLC and feeding, I finally managed to get an extra cane. So that is lovely as well. Let me swing you round to something that is also in bloom and highly fragrant. This is Strawberry Hill. Now it is a short climber. The blooms are so strongly scented of myrrh, a little bit like Sceptre d'Isle. And I've got quite a few blooms here that are waiting to open. It's a lovely bush, and it's grown in a pot. And I had planted this clematis as a companion planting, but as you can see, it is so tall and needs tying in. It's supposed to be companion planting, but I think she's the boss of this rose now. She's the boss. Yes, very tall, vigorous clematis. So now we come over here. There's some cuttings there, by the way. I'll show you that another day. We'll come over here and let me show you something that doesn't have a lot of sun. This is my red border. It doesn't have a lot of sun. Maybe that's why my Royal Parfumer Dark Desire is not blooming very well. And I did feed it, or sprayed it rather, with the Uncle Tom's, and it's given me this really wrinkly, distorted leaf. So I stopped doing that, and I in fact fed it from the base now. It is a variety that I don't think it's great for foliar feed. So now that I've fed it with the granular feed and feeding it from the ground, I'm getting this really huge blooms. Look at that, it's almost the size of my palm. Beautiful red foliage, but look at that leaf compared to that one there. It's almost like a different rose. We'll see how this performs in this semi-shaded area. I might have to move that one because I really love the scent. It's a very beautiful rose, but unfortunately is not thriving for me in this location. Here we have one that is doing very well. It's called Love Struck, not quite opened, but as you can see, it is absolutely very healthy, full of buds. Behind that is also one I'm thinking of moving. This is called St. Ethelberger. This was planted here before I decided it was a red border, and I think it would do better in a different sunnier location, like it's reaching for the light now. But yeah, it's still blooming despite its shaded location. At the back we have lots and lots of buds. That is starts to faux. It's a climber. That's going to look amazing. And we have the Continus, the smoke bush, and here we have Florentina. That's going to look absolutely fabulous as well. Lots and lots of buds. Here we have the Chippendale. It was number 2 on my earliest blooms, but today all the blooms have opened. It was number 2 because it was very slow to open, very slow, and now we have lots and lots of blooms. It's a beautiful healthy rose, lots and lots of blooms, and the petals are very sturdy, which means that they're very long lasting. And yeah, this one's been for a week now. Lovely rose. This is Chippendale, also known as Duchess of Cornwall. So I'm just going to swing you around and look at another rose that is absolutely covered in buds as well. This one here, look at that. The foliage on this variety is totally very vibrant and reddish purple. This one here is Silas Mana. I just love that button eye and that kind of faded look in the petals, going from light to dark to light again. I already had a faded bloom, but yeah, this is a lovely rose. A little bit floppy, I think, in some when it blooms it just droops a little, but lots and lots of buds to look forward to there. And this very rare rose, and absolutely gorgeous, one of my favorites, discontinued. This is Lady Emma Hamilton, and yes, that is also lots of buds on this. This single bloom here, it's actually very early. I don't normally see blooms until later in the season, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It has a orange peachy colour, but a soft tangerine, not a garish orange at all. Really beautiful and highly sought after. But yeah, it looks quite healthy for me this year, but this is quite a difficult variety to grow as well. And next to that I have Lady of Shalott, very similar. Unfortunately I don't have a bloom to compare it to today, but yes, if you subscribe to my channel, I will show you the comparison of these two roses when they're both in bloom. This one here was nearly made it to my top 5 earliest bloomers. This is Madame Isa Perier, named after a prominent financial figure back in the day. This rose is the oldest spread rose in my garden. It is introduced in 1876 and is bred by a French garden labourer named Monsieur Gasson, and it is totally very fragrant, very highly fragrant, and it can be grown as a shrub or a climber, and it is beautiful rose. Next to that we do have a rambler, so from the big bloom to a small one, absolutely covered in buds. This is perennial blue and it's very, very vigorous rose. I've cut back this loads and it's still blooming right up past the fence, probably about 8 foot tall now. So this is perennial blue. And I have been asked by Dilly, I believe this only flowers once, but it certainly makes a big impression when it does flower. Absolutely covered in purpley pink blooms, like bunches and bunches of them. I also want to show you my earliest bloomer. This is Olivia Rose Austin, grown in a pot, and look how vigorous it is. Really, really lovely. Lots and lots of buds, and only 2 years old. Beautiful pink flowers and delicate light fragrance, but it certainly has the flower power. The flowers for me only last for about 4 days, but we have a lot of blooms, lots of blooms. So that is Olivia Rose Austin. And this one here was my recommendation for Mother's Day. This one is Mum in a Million. How gorgeous this bloom is, and very, very fragrant. Has a, let me see, let me just smell. Oh, intense fruity fragrance, I think. Lovely healthy rose. Large bloom, a very typical classic shape, classic rose shape. And this is next to that, not quite in full bloom, but lots and lots of buds. One of my favorite varieties. This is a David Austin Eustacia Vi. And let me just show you one that is very prolific but compact. Lovely little rose in my garden. This is Princess Anne. Lots and lots of buds, and it repeats quite well, this one. Really, really lovely. Lovely colours there. Right, now I'm going to show you two lovely beauties, my treasures. I planted this in a pot on its own, and it has stayed in a pot. I only had this last year, and because they are quite rare roses, I planted in this big pot because I wanted to keep an eye on them. And this rare rose here, for us in the UK anyway, this is Distant Drums, bred by Dr. Griffith Bucks, and it is the most complex colours in there. As you can see, the buds start off with this really corally red, almost burnt, and then it turns into this soft mauvey tan colour. On the reverse, you can still see the colours from the outer petals. Lovely. Let me just smell to see what fragrance that is. I detect a light fragrance, but sometimes it might be a little bit stronger, but it's just a light, maybe on the licorice side. Not a fruity or fresh scent. A little bit more on the spicy side. And I got this from C&K Jones Roses. Well done to them for sending me such a beautiful rose. And I've cared for it, and it's turned into a lovely mature bush. In the UK, you would struggle to see a bush as large or as healthy as mine, I think. That is a beautiful specimen. Only available last year. So this is quite a rare sight. That is Rose Distant Drums. Another rare rose for this size in the UK. This is my second summer having this. This is Rose Princess Charlene of Monaco. Princess Charlene de Monaco, bred by Mayond. the blooms are really quite large. I would say probably about 3 inches across, as big as my hand, I think. Really, really beautiful. Let me just smell that for you. Oh, that is a lovely scent. I can't describe it. It is quite fruity and zesty. Lovely, lovely variety. Gorgeous coral buds opening to a mix of pinks and corals with a light yellow center. Let me just capture that in the shade. A healthy variety, and we shall look forward to lots more blooms. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you see you soon. Bye for now.